Hey Lions fans! Coming with some explosive topics straight from the Lions sidelines, we've got some interesting updates on Jared Goff, among other Lions-related news you won't want to miss. Hit the like button if you can't wait to see the Lions on the field again, and leave your comments on the team's performance. Alright, Lions fans, let's address the elephant in the room, Jared Goff and the MVP race. If you've been paying attention, Goff's performance this season has been nothing short of spectacular. With the Lions boasting a league-best 12-1 record, Goff has been the driving force behind one of the NFL's most explosive offenses. In 13 games, Goff has thrown for 3,265 yards, 25 touchdowns, and just 10 interceptions. He ranks third in passing yards and touchdowns, and his poise under pressure has been a major reason the Lions have captivated fans and analysts alike. Last week, after our thrilling 34-31 win over the Green Bay Packers, Fox Sports 1 analyst Nick Wright made a bold prediction: Jared Goff will win the MVP award this season. Now, if you know Wright, he hasn't always been Goff's biggest supporter. In the past, he's referred to Goff as a civilian compared to quarterbacks he's called superheroes. But now, Wright is singing a very different tune. He believes Goff's consistency and leadership, combined with the Lions' record-setting offense, can propel him past favorites like Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and Lamar Jackson. Let's break it down. Right now, Goff is at plus 1,200 to win the MVP award, trailing Allen, Barkley, and Jackson. But here's the thing. Week 15 is shaping up to be a pivotal moment in the MVP race. The Lions take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills at Ford Field in what could be a Super Bowl preview. Wright believes that if Goff outperforms Allen in this game, it will solidify his case for MVP. And here's why. Goff already has better passing numbers than Allen, and a head-to-head win would be a statement that even the most skeptical voters couldn't ignore. But it's not just Goff's numbers that make him special. His ability to execute under pressure, lead game-winning drives, and inspire confidence in his teammates is what separates him. In a league that often overlooks quarterbacks who aren't flashy or mobile, Goff is proving that precision, leadership, and consistency are just as valuable. And let's not forget, his offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, has been an absolute mastermind, drawing up plays that maximize Goff's strengths and keep defenses guessing. Speaking of Ben Johnson, he's not just making waves as an OC. ESPN recently ranked him as the top head coaching candidate for the upcoming hiring cycle, and for good reason. Under his guidance, the Lions rank second in total yards per game, third in passing yards, and first in points per game. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn is also making noise, ranked fourth overall and the top defensive coordinator on the list of head coaching candidates. While it's great to see our coaches getting recognition, let's hope we can keep this incredible staff intact for another season. Now, back to the MVP conversation. Saquon Barkley is one of Goff's biggest competitors, with 1,499 rushing yards and an undeniable impact on his team. But Wright pointed out that Barkley's usage might decrease against weaker opponents, which could hurt his chances. Meanwhile, Goff has two huge national stages coming up, the aforementioned showdown with the Bills and a Monday Night Football clash against the 49ers in Week 17. Both games offer Goff the chance to shine in front of a massive audience and further strengthen his MVP case. Of course, the MVP race isn't the only thing buzzing in Lions world. Did you hear that Pat O'Connor, our defensive tackle, has gone from the practice squad to becoming a key part of the defensive line rotation? It's stories like his that highlight the depth and resilience of this Lions team. And let's not forget, no Lions players were fined during our Thanksgiving win over the Bears, though Tariq Stevenson from Chicago took a $19,697 hit for unsportsmanlike conduct. Classic Bears, am I right? And here's some interesting news about Aaron Glenn. The New York Jets are rumored to be eyeing him as a potential head coach, and Glenn himself once called it his dream job. But would he really leave Detroit for this kind of rebuild? Time will tell. For now, Glenn remains focused on leading one of the most improved defenses in the league, and we're lucky to have him. So, Lions fans, what do you think? Does Jared Goff deserve to be this year's MVP? And how do you feel about the possibility of losing big-name coaches like Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn to head coaching jobs? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Alright, Lions fans, how about that performance? Another NFC North rival bites the dust as the Lions took down the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night, securing their 11th straight win, a franchise-best streak. This win not only swept the Packers this season but also improved Detroit's record to a perfect 4-0 in divisional games. Despite a roster stretched thin by injuries, with a league-high 18 players on IR, this team continues to prove that they're the toughest, grittiest squad in the NFL. Let's talk about this defense first. Aaron Glenn's unit was down several key players, including Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Paschal, and DJ Reader. Yet, the Lions didn't flinch. They called upon new faces like Quan Alexander, Jonah Williams, and Miles Adams, who had joined the team just days before. These guys didn't just fill in, they delivered. The defense held the Packers to just 298 total yards and made Jordan Love look pedestrian, with 7 QB hits and a sack. 2 of those hits came from first-time Lions players Miles Adams and Jonah Williams. That's what we call stepping up. Even Packers running back Josh Jacobs, who's been a threat all season, was kept in check. While he managed 3 touchdowns, he was limited to 3.7 yards per carry. It was a gutsy, next-man-up effort, perfectly embodying the resilient spirit of this team. As defensive end Pat O'Connor said, "It's a great feeling knowing what we can do with the people we had today. Overcoming a win like that is insane. That's a hat off to us. You've got to love that attitude." Now, let's flip to the offense, where Jared Goff continues to show why he's the leader of this team. Sure, he had a rough moment with an interception early in the third quarter, which the Packers quickly turned into points. But great quarterbacks don't dwell on mistakes, they respond. And Goff did just that, leading a 13-play, 70-yard touchdown drive to retake the lead. He capped it off with the first of 2 touchdown passes to Tim Patrick, one of the most clutch additions to this team. Speaking of Patrick, what a game! Head coach Dan Campbell couldn't praise him enough, saying, "He just continues to make plays for us in the run game and the pass game. He steps up big every time. He's been an unbelievable addition." Patrick embodies the gritty, hard-nosed identity of this Lions team. But back to Goff. What really stood out was his perfect fourth quarter. He completed all 10 of his passes for 106 yards and led 2 scoring drives, including the game winner. It was a masterclass in clutch quarterbacking. Goff finished the night with 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a QBR of 90.9. Oh, and let's not forget that 4th down conversion late in the game. With the score tied at 31 and under a minute to play, Campbell put his trust in Goff and the offense instead of settling for a field goal. The result? A handoff to David Montgomery for a 7-yard gain that sealed the win. Dan Campbell summed it up best. "I just love the fact that we find a way. We don't need to talk about being tough or resilient. We live it, and we just proved it again." This win doesn't just keep the Lions atop the NFC North. It solidifies their dominance in the division. The Packers and Vikings are good teams, no doubt, but they're not on Detroit's level. With their grit, depth, and leadership, this Lions squad is built for a deep playoff run, and maybe even more. So, Lions fans, what do you think? Are we looking at a team destined for the Super Bowl? And how about Jared Goff's performance? Can we officially call him one of the league's elite quarterbacks this season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. With every win, the Lions are making history, and we'll be here to bring you all the latest news and reactions. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lions!